Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jeremy here at ExtremeWeatherTracker.com, updating your tropical weather at 12 p.m. on August the 12th, 2011. I got several things I want to talk about in the tropics today. As you can see here, the tropics remain very active for this first part of August. We have Invest 93L located here in the just to the southwest of the Cape Verde Islands. We have 92L, which is making its way on a more northwesterly fashion. We have 94L, which is located, this is the remnants of Emily, a piece of energy that broke off from Emily as she moved on out to the north and east. And we also have 95L, which is area of disturbed weather developing off of a frontal boundary that moved off the mid-Atlantic states this last weekend. So we got several things to talk about. Now let's go over to this is the Tropical Atlantic Satellite Loop. And as you can see on the satellite loop, we'll dive right into this and start talking about, this is 95L here. And as you can see, it's moving off to the north and east very rapidly. And you can see the remnants of the old frontal boundary in this area here, and has a decent chance of becoming a tropical cyclone probably within the next 48 hours. And after that, the window will close as it will be absorbed and enter more cooler waters. But no threat to land at this time and in any time in its lifetime, so it should move on out with no threat. Second area I want to talk about is this is the old remnants of Tropical Storm Emily here. And this actually has a decent chance probably within the next 48 hours or so to become a tropical cyclone. You can see the remnants of this trough here located here in the northern central Atlantic, and you can see it has some fairly decent spin to it. Not a whole lot of convection associated with it right now, but it has become better organized, and it's actually moving to the west-southwest at this time, but the models are indicating that it will take a turn more to the northwest around the edge of the high pressure system and eventually get recurved back out to sea. It has a chance to become a tropical cyclone. I think the National Hurricane Center is giving us a 20 or 30% chance of developing, so we should see this move on out depending on how far to the west it gets, possibly affecting the Bahamas and then maybe affecting Bermuda before it gets turned back out to sea. Now we also have, as you can see, very close to 94L is 92L, and this is the wave that come off Africa a few days ago. And as you can see, it's feeling the effects of this trough that's in this area here and starting to move in a more northwesterly fashion. We'll see how far west this gets before it's recurved. I do believe it'll recurve somewhere well east of the United States, possibly affecting Bermuda over the next several days. Right now it's looking rather ragged. On satellite appearance, it has been fighting a lot of dry air out here to its north. Yesterday this area was very broad. Now you can see just a main cluster of thunderstorms, so it has tightened up a bit, and you can see in the last few satellite frames here we do have some cyclonic turning in this area, so it does have a chance to develop. I believe the National Hurricane Center is giving this a 40% chance of developing, but most of the models do take this north of the Lesser Antilles and end up recurving it out to sea sometime later on this weekend, early next week. So we'll be watching this one, but I don't believe this is a threat to the continental U.S. at this time. Now the last thing I want to talk about is 93L, which is located here just to the southwest of the Cape Verde Islands, and this has continued to move in a westerly fashion and actually is looking a bit better. I think if anything has a chance to become a threat to the United States, it will be 93L. As this moves on off to the west, most of the models bring it just west of the Lesser Antilles Islands in this area here. Just south of Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic, sometime middle part of next week in this area here as a weak system. And some of the latest model runs even bring it on into the Caribbean, and the latest GFS actually recurve this very close to Florida, very close to the East Coast, and basically brush it right along the East Coast as a pretty fair-sized hurricane. So we'll have to see how this all plays out, which one of these features will become Franklin. That's the race. We have 4 features, and all of these are vying for the name Franklin. So we'll see which one gets named first. I believe in the next few days one of these will be a named system. And I want to show you. Actually, I want to go to the model views here. I apologize, I'm having some technical difficulties. Okay, here we go. Here's the this is the GFS model. This is the latest model run. As you can see on the GFS, you actually have, this would be Franklin, and this would be 92L that we talked about in here. That's getting recurved out to sea, and actually a pretty powerful hurricane here, just to the south and east of the New England states up here. So actually making a pretty close call to the United States coastline before making its recurve out to sea. Definitely would be dealing with some powerful rip tides if this were to come that close. So we'll see how close this gets, and you can see down here, this is 93L that I talked about, that's moving a little further to the west and actually making it, this is Puerto Rico here, actually making it just south of Puerto Rico as a closed area of low pressure, 1008 millibars. Now we'll change views, and here's the this is the next frame here. This is valid for 300 hours, I believe, out. And as you can see, 92L has already made its way out of the picture, just absorbed out here as an open area of low pressure near the Azores. And as you can see, this is 93L, and it's actually located just over the eastern coast of Florida here, according to the GFS. And this actually made its way into the Caribbean, over Hispaniola and Haiti, and then is recurving Florida. Now I want to show you one more frame. This is actually valid at 360 hours, and you can see pretty good sized system brushing the outer banks of the Carolina coastline here. So definitely 93L is going to be the one to watch, the one I talked about here, that's the farthest to the south, the farthest track to the west. And the problem with these systems is if they remain weak, we could definitely have a problem on our hands, because the weaker that these systems are, the farther west they tend to track, because they don't feel these effects of the troughs that's setting up over the that's digging into the Bermuda and Azores High that's located over the northern Atlantic. So the weaker 93L stays, the farther west he or she, whichever name it will be, will likely get. So we'll see which one of these systems is named Franklin first. I believe this 94L probably has a decent chance of becoming a tropical cyclone as it makes its way on out to sea. I believe the window of opportunity is closing for 95L as it moves into cooler waters of the Atlantic. 92L definitely has a chance, but it's definitely paving the way and moistening up this environment out here in the central Atlantic for 93L to make its play. So I believe 93L will be the main player in the upcoming days. I believe that's the one we need to watch. The European model and the GFS model, which is the global models, which have been more reliable with forecasting tropical cyclones than some of the other models, actually bring this into the Caribbean. And this time of year we get a Cape Verde system into the Caribbean. That's a dangerous situation. It's slipping underneath these high pressure systems, not feeling the effects of the troughs, and actually could ramp up in here and affect the east coast, eastern Gulf of Mexico, sometime over the course of the next week. So you keep checking back here. We'll keep updating you, and hope you guys have a great afternoon. This is Jeremy here at ExtremeWeatherTracker.com. Hope you all have a great day. See you again soon.